We're good? We're good. Okay. All right. Everybody, both here and online. The dawn of a new year. I'm so glad to see 2025 in the rearview mirror. Right? I really am. And I'm Jessica Lewis, and the name of my company is Sculpt Your Life, and we're here again at the Cancer Support Community, as we are every week, actually live, but we're online with you guys about every other week, and we're going to do some Tai Chi Cha today, which is nothing other than a moving mindfulness practice. It may sound like what a lot of people think of when they think the words Tai Chi. It may sound like that, but that's it. Most Tai Chi practices are actually a slow-mo martial art. This is not. It's just a moving mindfulness practice. And this time of year is a great time to learn Tai Chi Cha because although the holidays are amazing, sometimes they're stressful. They just are, right? And we have all these ideas about the way they should go, and they never go exactly the way we plan because that's just the way the world works, right? And it's very important to be able to go with the flow and to be flexible and bendy and be able to just, you know, deal with whatever's going on rather than what we wish were happening. I learned this from working with veterans. I work with a lot of veterans. One of the mottos of the Air Force is flexibility is key to flight. And I love that line. That's actually, physics. An airplane can't take off unless there's a little bit of flex in its wings, right? So that's one thing that I love about Tai Chi Cha. It enables us to be flexible so that we can really take off in our lives, in our personal lives, and feel physically better too, of course. So why don't we just do that? In the room with me today are only people that really know the practice. So I'm just going to cater to them. And no worries if you're new to this thing, because one of the greatest things about Tai Chi Cha. There's a lot of great things about Tai Chi Cha, but one of the great things about Tai Chi Cha is we say that the best way to do it is with the effort of no effort at all. So even worrying about if you're getting it right is too much work. No need to do that. Just ask yourself, ask your body to do some reasonable facsimile of what you're watching me do. And I guarantee you're going to be doing more than good enough Tai Chi Cha. I can also almost ethically guarantee you that if you just relax and move softly and slowly and smoothly and sort of circuitously, you're going to feel better at the end of the hour than you do right now. It's hard for me to ethically promise you that, but I've never met somebody who doesn't say that's true. So that's what will happen. So for those of us, raise your hand if you feel like you can do the whole practice standing today. You may do some of it seated. So why don't we do this? Why don't we, I'll do some of the moves at the beginning seated. And if you don't want to do them seated, don't. And if you want to do them seated, do. And then I'll stand up and I'll do the rest of the practice standing. And if you want to stay seated, it's fine with me. Okay. And this way, the folks online who maybe are unfamiliar with Tai Chi Chuan can see how easily the practice can be adapted to seated with very little adaptation. The whole practice can easily be done from a chair. It's another really great thing about Tai Chi Chuan. I could go on and on and on about all the great things about Tai Chi Chuan. Those are just two of them. So first, let's just get comfortable in the chair. We're just going to kind of get our minds and our spirits as here as our body is. Right now, let's go ahead and just feel the sensations in the body. And if you're leaning back against your chair, just scooch a little bit forward. I want you to be in charge of your own uprightness. I want you to find an easy, balanced position for your upper body so that there's no effort involved in sitting up. And if you're seated with me and if you feel safe doing so, you can even close your eyes for this part. Just feel the chair holding you up and notice how firm and supportive that feels. Just put a pin in that. We're going to talk about firm, supportive lower half of the body later when we stand. But then again, I want you to find that I'm totally effortlessly balanced spot for your upper body. And look down inside with your mind's eye. I want you to look around, especially around your core area, and just see if any of your muscles are working in order to hold you up here. And if they are, just find a way for them to not work. And see if you can go on a little mindfulness journey with me right now. Go ahead and keep your mental attention focused somewhere in the inside middle of your body. I'm going to go ahead and ring my singing bowl. The Buddhists would say, I'm calling the bell. And your whole job until I call you back is just to notice whatever you happen to notice mentally with whatever you are paying close, close, close attention to inside your body right now. So let's go ahead and start. Go ahead and bring your attention back to the room. And if your eyes have been closed, you can go ahead and open them. So again, for our newbie online folks, I'd say about a third of the practice is forward, backward movements. About a third of the practice is side to side movements. And about a third of the practice is some combination of those two. So I'm going to do a couple of forward, backward moves in the chair. And when we get to the first side to side movement, I'll probably do that in the chair, at least half of it. And the rest of the practice, I'm going to stand up. And one other thing I want to say though before we start is a huge distinction between Tai Chi Chuan and all the other Tai Chi practices actually is we have these moments of motionlessness built into the practice. And what I really love about that, especially at this time of year, is, we don't really think about it that often, but you think about what the purpose of winter is. It's for resting and rejuvenation because all the energy that the plants normally put into being big and showy goes back down into the ground where it just it percolates and rumbles around in there in order to spring up again in the spring. So it's like the value of good sleep, basically. That's what winter is. The same thing as that, the value of good sleep. And so in our Tai Chi Chuan practice, we have these moments of motionlessness. And that's exactly what's going on with the chi that we actively activate and circulate when we're moving. When we rest for just a few moments in between each one of the moves, the energy that we just kicked up and really circulated all around the body goes back into the body from whence it came, usually from the marrow of the bones, right? And it just sort of settles there and allows you to get ready to move again, right? So right now we're just having our little mini winter, sit in the chair. And let's begin with rocking motion, which is the first movement. We're just going to let the weight of the whole upper body shift backwards. And we're going to let the weight of the whole upper body shift forwards. Actually, another thing I love about Tai Chi Chuan is it's the only exercise that you don't have to warm up in order to do. The warm up is built in. And this is sort of it. This is sort of our warm up. And if you're sitting along with me, just see if you feel the whole upper body moving forward and back, kind of like a column, maybe a stack of Oreo cookies. Nice. The only things in the body that are actually moving here are the pelvis and the arms, right? And as the pelvis kind of spills forward and expands, the hands move away from the body. And as it rolls back and contracts, it pulls them back down. Nice. And we normally, we say we do 9-ish repetitions of everything, but I like to do a lot more occupations. This is a good way to set the stage. Nice. Why don't we do 3 more? 1, 2, and on the third one, we're just going to float back to the same position we started from. Experience our brief little period of winter. Rest and rejuvenate, and then we're going to go forward. Let's do bird flaps and swings from the chair also. So you're just going to put your hands right close to each other right here. Here we go. Nice. Here comes a circle. That's it. And see if you see where my fingertips end up when the little bird wings flap out there. Right here. That's going to be the begin and the ending of the single circle we're going to trace in the air here. That's it. We'll do one more set like that. Okay. Nice. And let's let the energy settle down. Feel ourselves resting and rejuvenating. And then we're going to get ready to move. I'm going to stand up. If you don't want to, don't. But that's what I'm going to do. So if you're standing with me now, the rest position when you're standing is very similar to when you're in the chair. You're going to put your feet sort of in a V shape, right? But then we want the lower half of your body to feel just as solid and supportive as it did when you're sitting in a chair. So you just sort of let your tailbone kind of drop and tuck a little bit. And for me, that magically makes both my legs feel really sturdy and stable because the knees kind of bump a little bit forward when that happens. Here's the drop and kind of slight tucking of the tailbone. And the way you'll know if this is really going on for you is you'll feel the weight in your feet suddenly shift to the entire sole of each foot, like all the way out to the outer margins. Do you feel really stable in your feet? Good. Awesome. Just take a moment to feel your lower half, almost like one big tree trunk holding you up, very stable. And then we just lift the fingers, and they're pretty much in the same spot they were in when they were resting on your legs. You can just pretend they're resting on a pocket of energy now. And we're going to do around the platter with the left leg out there. So again, remember we're using the effort of no effort here. So we want to get the left leg as empty as we can get before it moves. And that'll make sure that it moves really easily. So we're letting all the weight drop down into the right leg. And then we just extend the empty left knee. And up the hands go to the back of the platter. Good catch, Stuart. And we're going to let the forward backward motion of the upper body push and pull the hands around. So here we go. Nice. I want you to shift your weight so far that you almost feel as if your single leg, right now it's my left, right now it's my right, is almost as stable as your two legs were together before you moved, like a tree trunk, just holding you up there. Nice. Let's do two more. Last one. And we're going to rest here and rejuvenate. Nice. And now we're going to do the other side. Since I'm facing you, I'm in the mirror. Okay, here we go. We're emptying the right leg now, and we're extending the empty left leg. Here we go. I'm going to strive to do 9 reps for all the moves, but I'm not the greatest counter on the planet, so if I screw up, forgive me and don't count, and that way you won't notice. Nice. Good. Let's do one more. Return to rest. Feel yourself rejuvenating. A little bit. Yes. Y'all can't hear her, but she just said, I had this terrible backache when I got here, and now it's gone. I love hearing stories like that. All right, let's do a round the platter variation, and I'm not going to mirror now, okay? We're going to start with the left leg out, your own left leg. I actually have my left leg out right now. And it's going to look just like around the platter, but with one little variation in the hands. So here it is. Nice. Nice. I'm so glad. I bet you. You're gladder than me. Yeah. And these are nice chairs. Some chairs are awful. Let's do one more. Rest and rejuvenate. And let's do the other side. Now the right leg is drained and out there. And here we go. Nice. One more. Nice. Let's do bass drum. I'm going to mirror again since I'm facing you. So we're going to start with your left leg out. Here we go. I'm keeping the talking down to a dull roar today, so maybe we'll actually fit the whole practice in. I know I'm an over talker. I'm working on it. Nice. One more. Let's do it with your right leg out now. Here we go. See if you can relax your arms to such a degree that the fingertips naturally begin to flip up here and then just sort of droop down here because of gravity. One more. Rest and rejuvenate. Good. Let's do daughter on the mountaintop. We'll start with your left leg out. Here we go. Online folks, remember, just do what you think you see me doing. It's going to be good enough, more than good enough, actually. One more. And with your right foot out now. Here we go. Good. And even though we switch feet, we don't switch hands. The left hand is still the one that's closer to the body. One more. Rest and rejuvenate. Nice. I grabbed the wrong shoes today and they have a heel. They are sneakers, but they have a heel and it's throwing me off. So I'm just going to do the rest of the practice here. Daughter in the Valley. Oh, I feel so much better now. I can feel my feet touching the floor. With your left foot out first. Here we go. Mm, nice. Nice. Let's do one more. Mm. Other side. Nice. One more. Resting and rejuvenating. Now I'm going to do the first half, carry the ball to the side seated, and I'll do the second half standing. If you want to sit with me, feel free. If you don't want to, don't worry about it. So for our online coach, I'll just say, just like the forward backward movements, the side to side movements in Tai Chi Cha are really done from here up, right? And the only difference when we're standing is we're going to add the Tai Chi step that we use, when we're doing a forward backward movement. One foot's away from the other foot. But for now, all we're going to do, and I'm going to mirror you, okay? For now, all we're going to do is turn the entire upper body except for the head to the right, like, again, almost like a stack of Oreo cookies to the right. And we're going to put the hands up here. Good. And as that, middle 2/3 of the body turns to the left, it's going to sort of push and pull the arms along for the ride. That's it. We're going to do 3 rotations, and then we're going to take a mini rest. And then we'll start again. Same side on the right in order to flow to the left. Nice. Rest. And again. And rest. Nice. And I'm going to stand. If you want to, you can stand with me. So since we did 3 rotations to the left, I'm going to step a little bit to everybody's left. Not actually the left, it's my right, but it's your left. Good. Here we are just resting. We're going to do that same upper body turn, everything but the head towards the left. Up go the hands. And then the right leg is just going to move away from the left, just like it does when we're doing a forward backward move. Nice. That's it. Here's the third one. So we're going to take a mini rest here. Good. Let's do it again. God bless you. One more. Nice. And let's go back to a couple more forward backward moves before we switch gears and go into a bunch of side to side. Let's start with your left leg out and we're going to do push pull. Here we go. One more. Let's do the other side. I'm so glad I took those shoes off. They're just sneakers, but most sneakers have a heel in them. It really throws off my gait when I'm teaching Tai Chi Chuan. They say you're supposed to be able to do Tai Chi Chuan in any kind of footwear, and I've seen Chinwei doing it in her boots, and she seems to have no problem, but apparently I have a problem. I must not be a great teacher. One more. And I'm pulling in the energy with your left foot out first. Here we go. One more. And let's do it with your right foot out now. Here we go. One more. And let's do pulling taffy, but we normally only do 3 sets. Let's do a couple extras because I'm going to do it in pieces and kind of build up to the full monty. Okay, and for you guys, I will mirror these. So here we are resting first. And we'll just do the first one with the first set with one arm only. And so you can even just let your arms hang if you want. That's it. Let's do the other side with one arm only. Let's do one more set like that. It's kind of like you're preparing to throw a frisbee that direction. You have to kind of wind up and prepare in the opposite direction. Nice. Nice. Now let's add the second arm, but we're going to still keep it in pieces here. I'm kind of breaking it down. That's it. Now I'm going to turn around for this one, and we're going to flow it all together as smoothly as we can. Remember, that's one of our goals, is to move smoothly. That's it. Let's feel the body at rest and rejuvenating just a bit. And now we're going to do anchor taffy. I'm going to stay facing away from you. Okay. And this one has a forward backward move first. Let's go ahead and do that. And then a taffy pull from the right to the left. Nice. Let's do 2 more sets, just like that. I'll stay facing away from you. I think that'll help. Let's do one more set. Oh, rest and rejuvenate. And let's do wrist circles, Taffy. I'll stay facing away from you. This is one of those up and down, forward and back, and side to side movements. How crazy is that? So here we go. Here's back and down, forward and up, back and down, forward and up, and now side to side. Same wrist circles as bird flaps with swings, just the hands are hanging down a little lower. One more set. There's a little rest and rejuvenation period built in between the moves. How cool is that? Ah, feel your body at rest right here. Getting ready to move again. Okay, we're going to do perpetual motion, Taffy. There's almost a microcosmic pause when all the weight is on one foot and then when it's on the other. But don't wait too long because then we got to immediately head back the other direction. But see if you feel that moment in which every ounce of your weight is on this leg and then on that leg. And that's what's going to cause the trailing heel to just sort of leave the ground for a moment. Here we go. We're going to do 9 reps of this. Or maybe just 6. Let's do one more here. And we're going to flow back to rest. And rejuvenate. And let's do working the pulley. This one is so appropriate for the Christmas season because I like to think of it as a giving and receiving move. And in fact, the reason why this hand comes back and receives is because this hand is going forward and gives. And there's a gift in the receiving part, right? That's one reason why some people are so into serving because there's a gift in the receiving part. There's a gift in the giving part that turns into a reception. Here we go. My chair is too close to my knee. Step back. Let's do one more set here. Let's do the other side. One more set. Light at the top of the head, light at the temple. Here we go. It's an up and down and a back and forth move. Good. Let's hold. There we go. Nice. There we go. The second half of the move. Mixing forward. Let's hold. Feel the body resting and rejuvenating. Good. Joyous breath. We're going to step out with the left foot a little bit. Here we go. Good. One more. Good. Nice. Feel the body totally at rest here. Good. Let's do passing clouds, and I'm going to mirror to you. So I'm going to start on this side, which is your left. Here we go. We'll do all 9 sets of this. Nice. Let your elbows be heavy. Feel the heaviness of your upper arms and just let them mostly hang down from the shoulders if you can. Nice. going to slow down. Let's do one more. Just because everybody loves passing clouds, let's do it again. I'm going to face away from you. It might make more sense. So before we go anywhere, feel how easily your upper arms can hang down from your shoulders when you're resting. We're going to see if we can capture that same sensation while we're doing the movement. Here we go. It's often just a question of bending and unbending an elbow. One more. And since I'm already facing away from you, I'm going to stay put and let's do 6 going sounds. Here we go. Let's do one more. One last sweep. Cosmic consciousness pose. We're going to just kiss the right ankle with the left heel. Bring the arms up to about shoulder height. The fingers are going to overlap, and the left hand will be the one that's closer to your body. And just gaze at your fingers and the space between them all at once if you can. And flow back to rest. And let's all take our seats one more time. Mm. Mm. And just feel the chair holding you up so completely solidly that the upper body is just sort of balanced on the sit bones that are pushing down into the chair, like a little stack of stones you'd see along the way when you're walking out on a path in the woods. And let your mind's eye drift in and down your body. Let it settle on a spot somewhere right in the middle of your body. Pick a sensation or a location to focus your attention on. And let's go ahead and call the bell one more time. Here we go. And bring your attention back to the room. And if your eyes are still closed, now would be a good time to open them. I feel so peaceful. What about you guys? It really works. It really works. Well, online folks, nice to see you again. And we'll be back in 2 weeks. And again, I'm Jessica Lewis, and the name of the practice you just experienced was Tai Chi Cha. And this is the Cancer Support Community. And we're actually here physically every week. So if you're a cancer, not just survivor, but thriver, and you'd like to be in this class for free, you are 100% welcome. Just reach out to my supervisor here, Erica Narducci. She's the program director, and she will help you be in the room every week with these lovely people who are here. But if you would like to just keep tuning in, just come back in 2 more weeks, and we hope to see you then. I'm just going to flip off the live stream here.